just a little bit about, kind of getting through that Florida game. A few of the guys said it wasn't the best game, but you got the best possible result, and just to kind of carrying it over again here tonight against Arizona.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. I think we came out a little flat, but found a way to win, and that's important in this league. You're not going to be feeling it every single night, but to be able to find a way to get a win was big for us, and especially the way we did it. We never told ourselves we were out of it. We found a way to win there in the end, even if it was to 8 seconds to tie it up. But we never counted ourselves out of it and believed that we could get it done. So that's a big win for us.
Just a thought on Arizona here. This is a team that sometimes, what's the best way to describe it? They kind of sit back and wait for something to happen. Do you guys have to kind of take the initiative in this game tonight, or how do you see it?
I think they start pretty fast. I mean, even when we played them in Arizona, they had a good start. We didn't have a great start, so that's going to be important for us is to come out and be ready to go off the hop. I know they came out pretty hot the other night too, so they're a team that can definitely make you pay if you don't come and start on time, because they do have the ability to shut you down too after they get the first couple. So it's going to be important. This start's going to be important. It's going to be a big game for both teams, obviously, and for us, we need to have a strong focus going into this game, that we come off to a good start and find our legs early.
You put up big minutes last game. Are you potentially ready to do that again tonight?
Oh yeah, that's probably being a competitor. The challenge of going out there, and that's why we do cardio in the summers nowadays, I guess. So when you're in these situations, you can handle it, and if you get called upon to play big minutes, you got to be ready for it, and definitely ready for it.
If you do a 28-minute night and then the next day you don't practice and take it easy, and are you ready to do a 28-minute night again the next day?
Yeah, we morning skate in the morning. That's enough for us to get our legs going again. The good thing about when we don't practice, you get the ability to rest and recover. And Hitch is great with that, with the guys in here that play big minutes, and even when we have a few games in a row, giving us a day off to recover and get ready. So it's big for us.
You're young. Do you ever feel tired?
Not yet. Everyone says it comes quick, so everyone gets tired, but still got the young legs.
Morning skate there with McDavid and Nugent Hopkins. I know you guys have been together before, but what can you say about being back with those guys and the opportunity tonight?
Yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, two very good players, two players that know how to put pucks in the net. So not a whole lot of nerves just because we've done it before and we've had success there before. So just carry that forward and get the big win.
For you, I mean, out of the lineup last game and then right up to the big line today, I mean, what has Hitch said to you sort of about the way he's using you?
Not a whole lot. Just take advantage of the opportunity that's at hand. I think you got to do anything you can to help the team win, and if you don't, they'll find someone else. And there's a lot of other players that want to be in that spot, and I'm looking forward to it tonight, and I want to take advantage of it.
Does Hitch tell you why you're not playing?
No, I think it's just there's reasons, and put the best lineup out there every night to win games, and that's the coach's decision. And if the Oilers are winning, I'm happy with it.
What are you expecting from Arizona tonight?
They're a good, quick, young team, and they're not out of it. They're right there in the hunt with a bunch of teams. So it's going to be an exciting game, and we got to take advantage of this home schedule and get some wins.
Ty, you know when you came here, you played with Connor and you had some success, and you played in different spots in the lineup. So it's like, you know, if you're a bottom six forward, there's a certain type of game they want you to play. You're in the top couple lines, generating offense. Maybe just talk about the challenge of trying to give them what they're looking for based on where you are in the lineup and how challenging that can be.
Yeah, I think you play everywhere, and when you're in the lineup, you got to find a way to help out the team win. If you're not scoring goals, you better not be letting goals in. So there's different ways you need to help out the team, and like I keep saying, if you're not, there's other guys that will. So if you're in a goal-scoring area, you better be able to score goals, and if you're not, you better keep the puck out of your own net.
Hitch said specifically about you that the red line back are the areas where he wants to work with you in your game. What have you worked on? What's his message been for you in that way?
Just away from the puck, I think, just reading the plays and my wall work and just the little things. I think everybody wants to work on some things and everybody wants to score goals, but at the same time, you got to take care of your D zone, and that's a big thing for me. I've worked on that, and I'm happy where it's at right now.
Thanks, Ty.
Have a good one.
Happened. Just your thoughts on the combination that you're playing with tonight.
Yeah, well, we finished the year last year together, the three of us, and started this year together. So we're pretty familiar, pretty comfortable playing with each other now, and hopefully should just be able to pick it up where we left off. And but yeah, just yeah, we got to find that chemistry right away.
For a player like Ty, press box to the top line. I mean, that's just sort of, I guess, life as a guy that's trying to stay in the lineup night in, night out. How much of a challenge is that, you think, and how does he deal with it?
Yeah, I know it can be tough for sure a little bit, but I mean, he's pretty good at staying mentally in it, pushing himself in practice to make sure he's ready to go for the game, and I have no doubt that he's going to be prepared and ready to go tonight.
Brian, you guys have been outshot a lot lately, in some cases by a wide margin. What, as an attacking unit, to include all five guys on the ice, would you like to do in the offensive zone that maybe you haven't been doing?
Well, I think we can get better at the second and third chances. That's where you really start to put more shots up on the shot clock. Is getting one shot from the point, then we got to find a way to get that puck back and start banging away and get a couple other opportunities, kind of like how Connor scored against Anaheim. we have to, for us as forwards, we need to get to the net more, battle harder, and find a way to get those loose pucks. And as D, they just got to get it through for us to get there. All right.
finished the year last year together. Looks like you're going to that combination tonight. Did you look into how that went before, and what are your thoughts on this?
I'm going to that combination for first shift. We'll see how it works. You know, the four guys are interchangeable. Chason, Draisaitl, Nuge, and Connor are interchangeable. So we'll see how it looks, and if it looks proper, then we'll keep going with it. If not, we'll make changes right away. So those four guys are, depending on how the game looks or depending on how the shifts look or whatever, we'll move them around.
Fair to say then that it's kind of healthy competition to stay in those spots if that's where you start?
Well, if I was a player that got to play in one of those two lines, I'd be pretty excited. So, but I'd look at it as an opportunity I've got to take advantage of. So to start the game, and I emphasize start the game, you've got Lucic and Ratty, but you know, we're also, depending on how the game goes, we've got lots of flexibility there. Cassian's played up there. We've used Ryder a lot, so we got to be really flexible until we feel like something's solid in a three-man unit. But right now we know we've got the four guys that we can move around and they all work.
Can't change the subject. You coached Rick Nash. What can you say about Rick Nash retiring?
Well, he was really interesting because he's another player that adjusted his game to become a complete player, and it really showed up in the Olympics. Once we got him where he was killing penalties and matching head-to-head against top players, his whole disposition on the ice changed, where he became really proud of being a 200-foot player and very effective. And he was one of those guys that when you were on the power play and he was killing penalties, he scared you to death because he was one bobbled puck away from and going on a breakaway or a 2-on-1, and he could really finish those. But the other thing for me was he was unbelievable positional player. You know, he could play, he was such a smart player, he was so good positionally, and that's why whenever we needed help in the two Olympics, he was the guy that went on the line. So when we needed to get a line going, Nash was the guy that we pushed into there, and he was a good player.
You have to push him to be a 200-foot player, or did you wake up one day and said, I'm going to be playing with these best players in the world, I've got to be at both ends?
I think the year that we made the playoffs in Columbus, that's the year that was my second year. Everything changed for Rick. You know, he bought into what we were selling, and he took the team on his back to a whole other level, and it put us in a good spot. He made players accountable, but he did it himself, and then it took everybody to a whole new level. And it's actually fun to see. It was one of the easiest sales jobs I've ever had, and you know, we've been very close since. You know, his wife is involved in Peloton in Columbus, and she does a great job there, and we stay in constant communication. I knew a month ago that he was not feeling great and, you know, was going to probably opt out. So that's a heck of a guy with a heck of a career, and I hope that he gets 100% health back here in the next not too distant future.
Ken, Nugent Hopkins said that you're being outshot a lot of nights because there aren't enough second and third opportunities in the offensive zone. What can you as a coach do to get more of that created?
I think it's a little bit before that's the problem. I think we're stuck on the three-quarter ice game. There's too much three-quarter ice, so we don't get enough zone time because of it. And before you can look at second and third opportunities, you got to have more zone time. We're stuck. We're not good enough in the neutral zone right now. We're not playing well enough in the neutral zone, managing the puck to allow us to have ozone time, and it's hurting us. And we're turning too many pucks over and getting caught on changes or just kind of neutralizing the game where it's stuck in the neutral zone for both teams. And that was, we went through a stage where we were very good at managing the puck. So for me, if we manage the puck better through the neutral zone, we'll end up in that zone and get way more scoring opportunities, way more shots on goal. But if we get stuck on the three-quarter ice game like we've been in the last 5 or 6 games, it's not conducive to being a good offensive team.
Ken, obviously coaching an NHL team is about the right now, right? You got to win tonight. You got to win this year. When you have players that are playing sometimes 27, 28 minutes, like Draisaitl, like McDavid, how do you balance their ability to help you each night against, I guess long term? How do you keep them healthy? How do you look out for tomorrow, or are you too busy looking out for today?
You know what, Mark, what's changed for me is the data. Like, we get so much data from strength and conditioning people that I feel like I'm in control of that now, whereas before there was more guessing. It was eyeballing, visual, how does he feel? Now I get so much data, even after the skate. So I've got data on my desk right now. What was the energy like in the skate? What was the output? What was the input? I get this every day, and I feel like I'm really on top of it, and there's obviously a bar and a line that you want to make sure that you're involved in, but I feel like we're able to stay on top of the stuff. The one issue that still struggles is that the travel issue. The travel, to me, is what you have to be very careful of. And it's hard for players not to want to go home after a road trip. And it's hard for players to, you say, okay, we're going to overnight again and we're going to sleep late. They want to get home. And so that, to me, is the big challenge, is the sleep that everybody talks about, doing all this work. But the mental part of it is the players just want to go home. They don't want to show up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon the next day at home and then have all these domestic things that they got to do. And that's the balance that I'm working towards. And this is a generation, for whatever reason, they don't want to overnight. They want to go home, and they don't care what time they get home. It could be 5 in the morning, and they don't care. And those are the trips that usually hurt you the most, and we got to really balance that way.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ken.
Okay.